Hello Saviors and welcome, my name is Seivar24 and today I am going to be doing my S+ run of Claire second scenario. Now, I have played this game plenty of times and one of the things that is definitely sure about me is that I cannot avoid damage for shit. Everywhere I go, I somehow manage to take damage no matter what I do. Even though I may be able to do it pretty good at the start, I am not exactly good at evading damage later on in the game. So while early game scenarios are nothing, late game scenarios are a bit of a pain for me. So don't expect this to make it to where it's no damage, no death, because I actually do die once later on in the game. But I'm playing the Claire second scenario. This is not a tutorial, this is basically just me making it through an S+ run for the very first time. Alright. So I forgot to actually throw in the very beginning loading screen, but as soon as I start off, it was basically just because I was forgetting to actually start up the recording at first. But nevertheless, I start off right at the very beginning. Now you're seeing me do this thing where I like pull out the gun, like I aim while I'm on stairs. The reason as to why that's the case is while you're putting your gun down, you actually get a small speed boost. And you'll see me do this a lot throughout the game, and it's not much, but when it compiles together, you actually do go by a lot faster than if you were just sprinting. Now, I skip a few of these cutscenes because I've seen them all before, and they're nothing overly exciting. It's funny how casual Claire is when she's in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, though. So just run past all these zombies as soon as you get done with the cutscene. And as soon as you get here, for whatever reason, she likes to push on the door even though it doesn't do anything. Use the bolt cutters. Now, I do grab herbs, and that's simply because I want to make sure I stay alive. So, grab the grenade, the Colt, the key, and the 45 rounds. I keep the CS on me because of this fat ass. 2 or 3 bullets in his knee will actually make sure that he gets stunned. Now, normally, this little area is a bit of a bottleneck, and you can't really get past the zombies that are inside of it, but that's kind of what the grenade is for. You don't have enough ammo to spare, so you just chuck a grenade if there are enemies crowding that bottleneck, and you can get through. So use the key, grab the ammo, and head immediately upstairs. Again, using the gun tactic, get a small speed boost. As soon as I get through the door, I grab the green herb and combine it with the other 2 herb mixture. This gives me a triple herb mixture that allows me to be very efficient. I load up what 1 bullet is missing from the revolver, and then grab the weapons locker key card from the art room. I try not to go near the statue because I know what happens if I do. And then here comes the zombie. I miss by trying to shoot him in the leg. Now this one you want to kneecap. Completely sever his knee apart, and then the second one that comes by, just kind of shoot him in the foot. A trick that I learned is that if you shoot a zombie in the foot with a 45 round as opposed to a 9mm round, you actually get a guaranteed chance of flinching. Now, I don't have to worry about grabbing any boards as Claire, and as soon as we get inside, we take an immediate right, get past the Elliot zombie, grab the knife on the wall, trash the key because it's no longer useful, and then we head into the only safe room at this point in time. We grab the flame rounds, and then we go inside. I turn on the light just to see what I'm doing, and then I drop the gun, the flame rounds, and the knife in storage. I was supposed to drop the herb as well, trying to get off the save station at the same time, and then I get into the lockers, grab the blue herb, grab the ammunition, grab the white gunpowder, which we're going to need a lot of it. I grab the bullets because... And I kind of paused for a second because I'm like, am I really going to use the SMG? I'm not sure. So I grabbed the bullets anyways and then put them away in stash, realizing that I messed up somewhere and I didn't have as much space as I should have. And then I finally realized, oh, I was supposed to ditch the herbs. So I go back, grab the electrical fuse. This is not a speed run, by the way. I am not good at speed runs. I'm not good at no-hit runs. Basically, this is just my first successful attempt at an S+ run. So I go over here to get the scrap of paper just in case I need a reminder, and Elliot's normally eating the corner, but unfortunately he got in the way, so I had to shoot him in the head just to make him flinch once. because the zombie on the ground will flinch instantly. You shoot him in the head. Okay, so I go over behind this cop and grab the gunpowder that's lying on the desk, because we're actually going to need it really quickly here in a second. Grab the flashbang, grab the ammunition that's on this corpse, and then head into the next room. Grab the valve handle, grab the white gunpowder, and combine it with the other gunpowder to create a couple acid rounds. The zombie aggro's onto me, which he always does, and then I walk through the door, insert the fuse, and then take an immediate U-turn. I go into the closet, grab the ammunition, come back out of the closet, and into the conference room. I have been unlucky these last few attempts when trying to do this particular spot, but nevertheless, it's not too big of a difficulty as long as you can move quickly enough in order to... quickly enough and accurately enough. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Shoot him in the foot, run past him. If you shoot him in the foot, it's a guaranteed stun with a 45 as opposed to a 9mm. Now, as soon as we get in here, we're going to be coming through here a lot, and so I shoot this guy, reload my gun just in case because I need as much ammo as I can, unload it into his face, and wait for him to do the whole reach out animation. Now Marvin's coming over here. Sorry, Marvin, I gotta do this. I missed one shot, but 3 shots in, and I land a critical hit, which is fantastic. You're coming through this particular zone a lot, so you actually want to kill all the zombies. Now, here we're going to go to the lion statue and solve the puzzle immediately. The answer is Crown Brazier Dove. Get the lion medallion, and then we go over here and we kill this one. That. She falls, I reload my gun. Claire's revolver is the most inefficient when it comes towards reloading, but it is very powerful, and believe it or not, actually has the highest crit chance out of all of the handguns in the game. Now, just to make sure this woman is dead, I pop another round. Of course, she's not dead, so I shoot her again, and then she reaches out one more time, and now I'm assuming that she is dead for sure. So, inserting the lion medallion immediately into the goddess statue. And then we go over here, and this guy isn't dead still. So, I pop him in the head once, miss, twice, and then he falls. So I go over here as I'm reloading and grab the handgun ammunition. Pop him in the head one last time just to make sure he's dead. So that means all the zombies in that room are dead. Now here is the famous liquor room. And in the second scenario, it is the liquor room once again. Now, Claire doesn't have to go through here multiple times, so thankfully we don't have to board up the windows, and there's the liquor. The liquor only appears in the second scenario. The first scenario, you just get a bunch of zombies. Now, as opposed to Leon, who actually has to come through this hallway 3 times in the A scenario and twice in the B scenario, Claire only has to come through twice in the A scenario and once in the B scenario. This one time is all we have to worry about. A bunch of zombies trying to pop through the window, no need to worry about them. Use the bolt cutters in order to get through this door. Grab the device. Grab the flashbang. Discard the pliers, the bolt cutters. Take an immediate left outside the door and grab the ammunition on this corpse. It is a corpse, not a zombie. Don't worry about it. So now we go over here to Fatso banging on the vending machine. And then we pop him once, twice, miss, 3 times, and he goes down. So reloading real quick. Now I'm thinking he may be dead, so I go over to the cop and just kind of unload into him. He reaches out pretty quickly, but I know better. He's not dead. So I just to make sure, but he's in a stun animation for a while, so I go over to the Fatso to make sure he's dead, and he's not. But as soon as he reaches, now I know he's dead. I unload into this guy all 4 of my bullets, but he's still not dead. And so I kind of play Ring Around the Rosie with him real quick. And pop him in the head one last time. Not sure if he's dead. I pop him again. And I'm pretty sure he's dead now. So I go into the security room. If he isn't dead, he'll pop up when I actually go in here, type 109 into the locker number card, and you get another stack of handgun ammo. Then come over here, enter the key card to get your hands on the grenade launcher, your most useful weapon in the entire game. Load up some flame rounds immediately. I always recommend this. You never know when you're going to need them. Flame rounds are able to kill zombies in one shot. So none of the zombies have gotten up, which means they're definitely dead. Grabbing the extra... well, I go to grab the extra stack of gunpowder, but realize I have no inventory space. So I grab the 2 bullets that RNG decided to give me. Come over to this locker where the first pouch is. The answer to the safe is 9157. It doesn't matter if you go left or right at the start. As long as you keep going back and forth between the numbers, you will open the safe. I don't know if one way is faster than the other, but all I know is that I just do it the way it shows you. So I come over here to get into the into Leon's desk, or at least what Leon's desk was supposed to be, and enter NED on the left and MRG on the right. Open the roll top desk and you get the reloader. This drastically reduces the reload speed of the SLS, and you're probably thinking, what good is that going to do if we're using 45 rounds? Well, it actually does have a purpose later on. So as soon as this zombie pops in, we go to the stairwell, aim our gun up to this lady, who decides to fall over the stairs. As soon as she commits to the animation of falling over the stairs, you don't have to worry about her anymore. And we are not going back down there, so do not worry about them. There was another one up on the banister above us, so we just don't worry about him either. Just let him do the same thing. And as soon as we get to this locker, we enter the code CAP. I accidentally open up the other locker, which just a corpse falls out. And then we get the stacks of flame rounds, and then we enter the round handle, the valve handle. As soon as we insert the valve handle, we go through the room immediately. I grab the stack of gunpowder, because I'm going to need it here immediately, pretty much. Go over to the sofa and grab the extra flame rounds. And instead of going straight into the stars door, I actually go past it. Just to get... because I figured Mr. X was going to aggro as soon as I went down that way. So now he's wandering the halls freely, because he actually can't come into the stars room. I found this out a few times. So I go grab the battery, combine it with the device to make the detonator. Then I create some more grenade rounds. I got unlucky on RNG and I only got 4 rounds with the small gunpowders. Grab the extra flashbang, grab the extra handgun ammo, and now that Mr. X is traversing the ways we just came, I head immediately out of the stars room, down the left side, just so I can unlock the door next to the diamond lock. Now, normally you're not supposed to go this way. Normally you're just supposed to immediately run from Mr. X, but I decided to go this way just to conserve some effort. So the password to the Pegasus, to the unicorn statue, is Gemini, Libra, and Small Snake. Unicorn medallion, now we have it, and we can proceed. Now, the problem I have with doing... now, I thought I was going to come back through here just so I could get the keys for extra space, but I actually decided later on not to. So, actually doing that whole process that I just did was actually a bit of a waste of time. And now, I don't know where Mr. X is, and that kind of scares me. Because I have no idea when he's going to pop up. He kind of just randomly wanders whenever he's not locked on to me. So the zombies aggro, no big deal. We head straight upstairs, grab the ACP rounds, and out comes a zombie. I miss my initial flame round, which... that's bound to happen every now and again without the grenade launcher attachment. But then I hear Mr. X coming up the stairs, and I immediately unload with the revolver just to get him out of the way. He'll die from the flame effect, so I don't have to worry about him coming back later on. But I had to get him out of the way because Mr. X was hot on my heels. So going down the upstairs corridor, I immediately book it to the handgun ammunition and then the C4. As soon as I get to the C4, I insert the detonator and run to the library. If you run out of the library door, wait for it to close, and then run back in, the C4 will not make the bookshelf come knock it over. So I come over here to the maiden statue. The answer to the statue is Ram Heart Bird. And now we have all 3 of the medallions. We are good to go. So booking it straight for the door. If you don't act fast enough, this zombie will actually drop down and be a pain in your ass. And Mr. X is somewhere around. I can hear his footsteps, but I have no idea where he is. So coming down the stairs, we're in good position. Keep going. And then there's this chick. So shoot her with a grenade launcher round. And then I come over to the shelves here and scooch them on over, going to set them up for later. Then I come inside and get some additional handgun ammo. Then I'd take a long way around the tables and carefully nudge open the door because I don't want to wake up the fat zombie already. Going through the door, I take an immediate right and go straight for the handgun ammo. Take an immediate U-turn, but I kind of hit the Q button twice and it completely turns me around. So now we're actually done with the RPD station. And, well, for now we're done with the RPD station. And I go over here to unlock the spade key door to the west office, because we're going to need to do that later on. Immediate U-turn. Insert the medallions. Skip the cutscene. I usually try to skip the cutscene because it just makes it a little bit faster, but I didn't this time. I did this time. So using the gun mechanic in order to get down the stairs, I grab the flame rounds, go over to the storage chest. I store the flame rounds, the grenade launcher. I kind of mix myself up as to what I'm actually doing. I obtain the SLS just so I can combine it with the speed loader, put it back in storage, and then I put away the spade key. I keep the grenade launcher with the acid rounds. I get the herb out, just in case I need healing, as well as the Elliot knife, because I'm actually going to want that. I keep my flashbangs, because I'm probably going to need them, and I don't want to use up the frag grenades just yet. So as soon as we get inside, we go down the elevator, head down the stairs, yada yada yada. Keep going, keep going, keep going further downstairs instead of making a left turn. And right next to the white chest, or in front of the white chest, is a hand grenade. Grab it. We're not going to use it against this upcoming boss fight, but it's worth grabbing anyways.
Hello? Hello? Budge. Hello? Hey. It's okay. I won't hurt you, I promise. Do you need help? Here, you can take my hand. You need help. I'm sorry, I can't understand you.
You need help.
Why?
He's right behind you.
What? Oh my God. You gotta be kidding me.
So as soon as the fight starts, I run up to him and use the knife. Stabby, stabby, just keep stabbing him with the knife. And he's going to go through this phase where he completely shifts. And as soon as he's about to grab me, I notice the animation start up. I switch to the hand grenade by accident and chuck it. I didn't mean to use the hand grenade, but I hit the 1 key instead of the 3 because I thought 1 was the flashbangs. So he goes for an immediate grab animation again, and I just stab him with the knife. So now it's down to usual run and gun tactics. Using the Colt, I shoot him rapidly and just reload the gun because the gun takes forever to freaking reload and I can't take advantage of the free space time. So now I kind of like run slow so he makes a wild swing just so that I can unload into him. Makes him stun so I get plenty of time to reload. And then I shoot an acid round into him just to kind of dampen his health a little bit. Reloading the gun once again because now I'm on the run and he's chasing me. So I unload my gun as he's about to swing, and I kind of miss a couple of my shots, but I get most of them. Come on, swing, swing, swing. That's the mentality that's going on. Like, come on, make a swing, swing. There's the swing. Bang, 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 bang. I miss like 3 of my shots there again, and so I'm starting to run low in ammunition. But keep going. He grabs me again, but this time all I got is flashbang, so... Blind. Trying to shoot his eyeball. I'm kind of missing. Now all I've got is 6 bullets left. However, he goes through the remutation phase. So I grab both the hand grenade and the ammunition, which thankfully this time it gives me 7 bullets. That's plenty to work with. So I unload into him and he goes into the kneeling phase. Plenty of time to reload my handgun. Trying to bait out the swing. There's the swing. So I almost missed my turn there. Get the bait out of the swing. 3 more shots and he's done. I always find it funny to watch him fall like that.
Oh, crap. Oh, God. Hey, little girl. It's safe now. It's over.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I promise. Everything's fine. I just need you to lower that ladder for me.
Will you help me find my mom?
Your mom is down here?
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah, of course. I'll help you.
So as soon as I get done with the cutscene, I make an immediate right turn and go to find the last stash of handgun ammo that I missed. Though I didn't realize that I only picked up 1 stash of handgun ammo and failed to go down the left-turn corridor there in order to grab the rest of it. So instead I just get the 1 and I only have 12 bullets left. So as soon as I get up the ladder, I go to the right, grab some more handgun ammo. Oh, gunpowder, right. I thought there was handgun ammo in there, it was gunpowder instead. And then we go through this long cutscene-esque scenario.
It won't move. You got it.
So, what's your mom like?
She works at Umbrella. She's making an important new medicine.
Umbrella? That big pharmaceutical company?
My mom's always at work. I don't get to see her much.
Well, hopefully you'll get to see her again soon. So, where's your dad?
As soon as I get to the drop box, I go combine some more acid rounds. I stash away the handgun, take out my flame rounds. And then I'm trying to debate on what to do now. I store away the hand grenade because I need as many of them as I can later on in the game. I need to like get at least a stack, 2 full stacks by the end of the game. So I stash away the key because I'm not thinking as to what could possibly be ahead. I keep on thinking I need the key for something, but
Or just my mom, but
not entirely sure what. So I keep the spade key just in case.
he's gone.
Wow. Both of my parents are gone, and it's just me and my brother.
Skip this cutscene because nothing special actually happens here.
Okay. Key card first. Then that asshole gets what's coming to him.
Loading up flame rounds because they're the main zombie killer we use. And speaking of flame rounds, we go into the firing range immediately. Go a long way around, and then we can get some free flame rounds right here next to these 2 zombies. They will not wake up until we get the diamond key, so we don't have to worry about that. So once we get down the hallway where the liquor is, we end up going into the room, we go into the kennels, and then we take our time. We do not want to run, because running here is suicide. There are 2 liquors, and you do not want to run with 2 liquors, because they will kick your ass. So as soon as we get out of the liquor room, we go immediately into the morgue, and we go to the last one on this first wall, and we gain access to an additional flashbang. So as soon as we get the flashbang, we push him like halfway back in because we do not want him to wake up when we're obtaining the diamond key. So as soon as you get into to the other side, just simply open up the one right next to the hole in the wall. And I'm trying to do this trick that I learned, where if you put Claire's foot in a very particular position, you can actually avoid this guy from like jump scaring early and making it to where you're in a pincer attack. But I somehow managed to mess it up, and now I'm just kind of tweaking at it for a little bit. Failing every time I tweak it. So I kind of just like, I just keep pulling at it. Not exactly making the best time run here. And then all of a sudden it goes into that particular angle and I'm like, it's gotta be done now. So grab the diamond key, make an immediate turn around this area. This Willem Dafoe lookalike is getting up and we head out because he'll take too long. As soon as we get inside the kennels, we walk, do not run, and as soon as we get close enough for the first liquor to smell us, we head immediately back to the door, walk, do not run. And as soon as we go through the door, he'll reset to this position with the other liquor, and we can just walk right on past them. So keep walking, and as soon as we get out of this door, we keep walking. Do not run, because this is liquor we saw earlier. Stay close to one of the walls, otherwise he'll Peter Parker you, and then you're gonna get aggro from hell. So slowly walk until you get around this corner, and then run, because it doesn't matter, we're not coming back through here. So as soon as I do, we go back into, this particular door, which is only open for Claire. And then we go inside the diamond room key. Open the locker, and grab the upgrade to the grenade launcher. We are not attaching it just yet because it takes up space. We are actually going to be leaving it in the storage once we get access to it in Iron's office. So as soon as we get into Iron's office, we immediately go to stash. And we store away the grenade handle, the large caliber ammunition, or maybe I keep it, I'm not entirely sure. Store away the acid rounds because we don't need them. Store away 2 of the flashbangs. Store away some of my flame rounds because I accidentally stored more than I meant to. So I drag out like 3 more. And then I keep the diamond and the spade key, I think it was. And then I go into the back of the taxidermy room, which is always pleasant. Don't forget about the dodo. Grab the the relief, and then head towards the heart key door. You examine the relief and get the heart key. Use it. Now, because I am not a professional at doing this particular thing, I forget to store away some of the items in my inventory. So, doing the gun thing again, open up this locker for an extra flashbang, this one for some additional handgun ammo. I get kind of confused as to what I was exactly supposed to do here, but I go over here, aggro this zombie real quick, and then pump a flame round into him as I grab the one off the shelf. Then he'll die, and now I take the long way around and shoot the second zombie with another flame round. As long as the zombie is inside the circle, he takes up the majority of the circle, he will not be too big of an issue. Then I realize I don't have a lot of inventory. So I go in here, activate the heart key, go inside and grab the device, the part thing. There's a knife inside the dummy, which you can use as a defensive item, but I completely fudged up my inventory setup here, so I have to go back to Chief Iron's office. Not exactly making the best time possible, but I still managed to make it within the recommended time. Stash away the stock, which I was supposed to do. And then I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, do I really need the spade key? What exactly do I need the spade key for? I don't need it. Stash away the diamond key, because I actually plan on not coming back to the to get the spare keys, so I can get the ammo, the pouch upgrade like I was planning to initially. But what I forgot about was the spade key, that door that I needed to open once I get Mr. X to open the helicopter for me. So I go back here after I've stashed away everything and grab the large cog. Always come here and grab the large cog first. You do not want to make a return trip like I did. Obviously making a lot of mistakes. I didn't exactly plan out my setup. I was kind of going off of somebody else's design, but making poor decisions along the way. So keep going, and as soon as I get here, there's the female zombie that comes in behind us, and I just go ahead and decide to pump a flame round because I don't have the knife like an idiot. Because you're actually supposed to grab the knife and then throw it into her immediately and just kind of leave it there. So turn on the pump that switches around the water. Almost forgetting about about putting out the helicopter already. Putting out the helicopter, then I go into the room, aggro Mr. X. Come on, you. And then I'm like, wait, I've done this before. I don't want to make him, like, completely forget about me just yet. Which is a good thing, too, because I forgot the spade key. So now he comes out, he comes rushing at me, and then I make an immediate bank around him. Go through the door, and this is where I realize, crap, I don't have the spade key, because now I realize where it is I am. And now I have to go downstairs in order to make a break for it. So, coming back through here, I go through the offices, which actually has no zombies inside it. None whatsoever. And then I'm back in the main hall. All the zombies are dead, so we don't have to worry about them, just Mr. X. And so I go back to the stash underneath the goddess statue because now I realize exactly why I screwed up. Or apparently I didn't. I look at my inventory real quick to see what it is that I have and what I could possibly ditch, but I don't think I have anything. Now, as soon as you go at the stairwell next to the spade door key, you actually aggro one of the zombies that's in the office where Marvin's supposed to be. And as soon as you get inside the hallway just outside the security office, there's gonna be a licker. Walk, do not run, open the heart key door, grab the lever handle, and then grab the grenade. Now, whenever you grab the handle and grenade, there's like a 60% chance that Mr. X is going to actually aggro you. And he didn't initially when I got here. But then I get here, and now he's on to me. So he opens the door and immediately bashes my face in. So I toss a flashbang as he grabs me, and it blinds him pretty early on, as well as gets the liquor for whatever reason. So I head behind this zombie because I realize that the Willem Dafoe lookalike is up and in my way. So now, both the zombies are waking up, but they have absolutely no meaning. And now I have to come over here. I have no inventory room, so I have to ditch something. So I go over to stash, because I should have ditched something a lot sooner. Claire, unlike Leon, is able to utilize flashbang grenades throughout the entirety of her mission, so it's not an imperative thing to have her flashbangs by the time you get to the end game. So now that I've used the heart key as necessary, I stash it away alongside a few other things, like the hand grenade. And then I go back upstairs, and Mr. X is trying to find me again, but he knows I'm in the main hall. So I go over here to grab the first aid spray, because I do not want to use the other medical items I have. I accidentally examined the cog, and now I head up the stairs. And I take a wrong turn. Because as soon as I get about here, I realize exactly where I screwed up. I was like, oh no. This is where I was supposed to come originally. So Mr. X is now there, and I have no choice but to toss a flashbang. I watch out for the swing, because if he's blinded, he'll kind of just flail about, and you can actually get punched by that. So I just used the only, like, first aid item that was available to me immediately, and I did not want to get hit again. So going the correct way this time, I head into the library. And now the fat zombie aggroes. The other zombie, he will not aggro until you interact with the ladder, so he's just going to stay there and eat ass all day. Going to the first bookshelf, I push them twice over, and now I have access towards the upstairs. So I now interact with the ladder, and the zombie that was eating ass is now aggroed, and not like it's gonna matter because we're safe. So Fatso, finally able to get up, is now being pushed aside by Mr. X, and he is now hot on her heels. So zombie right around this corner, shoot him immediately. I was kind of half on mark, so I got lucky with the actual hit there. Insert the big cog. So let the stairs down. Grab the cog again. Head up the stairs using the gun speed boost. Utilizing anything I can to give me a slight edge. Get the small cog, insert the large. I almost forget to insert the large cog. That would have been a trip back. And now we go downstairs in order to insert the small cog. Using the gun speed boost again. And now bing bong ding dong, the bell rings and drops the Aegis piece. Skip the cutscene. The cutscenes don't actually act against your time. They're just kind of there.
That worked.
And so, yeah, that worked. And so I go outside to see where Mr. X is, and oh look! He cannot come into the clock tower. That's the one safety zone you have up here, is the clock tower. So I grab the Aegis piece, and then I go to see where he is, and he literally just passed us. So I go back, because I almost forgot to grab the large gunpowder in the back room. Since we're playing as Claire, we want to make as many acid rounds as we can. No other type of ammunition matters. So grab the large gunpowder and go back. In case you missed it, there was a little pedestal for one of the Mr. Raccoons inside that windowsill right next to the large gunpowder. So if you missed it, there it is. Heading on up. I was gonna just try to sneak past the zombie initially, but he's kind of in the way. By the way, flames, splash damage from Claire's weapons don't actually affect her. They just kind of give her this, oh, I'm on fire animation, and just make her to where she kind of just brushes it off. But it doesn't do any damage. So the zombies in here are dead. I need to reload my grenade launcher, not quite realizing it. Until just now. Using the speed boost. And then I go inside here. And I grab... I put away the... I grab my, my quick draw handgun, grab my acid rounds, get the boxed electronic parts. I bring a flashbang. Kind of debating as to what I should and should not bring. I combine some more acid rounds. Switch out the acid rounds. Then stash away the flame rounds. And now we go and do the sherry bit. Okay, so opening up the Aegis box, we get the electronic part, insert. Again, box, open, insert. And then I just kind of start with the end, and then work my way to the beginnings once I figure out where the end actually goes. And here I'm kind of missing something, not entirely sure what, but something is missing. So I have to like re-look at it. And basically what it was is that big bulbous looking one, I actually have to switch and make a long route into the triple section there. And there's the answer. Yeah. I was kind of taking the long, tedious way about it. But now it's open, and we can gain access towards the parking garage card. Skipping the cutscenes. I do actually watch some of these cutscenes, but not all of them. So as soon as we start off with Sherry, we grab the stuffed doll. Go over to the puzzle box and examine the doll. Open the back of it. Why everything is in the back, I'm not entirely sure. And then we use it. And here's a bit of a confusing puzzle. Now, what I found out about these puzzles is that the solution is always the same, but the order upon which these puzzles are mixed up is completely random. And there are a couple puzzles that look like they should fit at the ends, but they actually don't, and you're supposed to like mix it up a little bit in order to get the correct answer. And as you can see, I'm trying to figure out as to where the orientation for these puzzle box pieces are, but I have absolutely no idea as to what it actually is. So I'm trying to figure out as to like what pieces could go where, what orientation I could possibly throw in. It's quite a confusing process. I don't know the definitive answer. I just keep shuffling until I see the actual puzzle solution. So it seems like the one on the left are correct. So I actually look and see, oh, yep, I can switch these two around. And then I flip, and there's the solution, finally. So I grab the scissors, go cut open the cardboard.
What is this?
As soon as we get into this hallway, we simply open up the drawer all the way. It's a Victory Town. I didn't, so I actually had to pull it out again. Climbing up. And climbing up again. She has trouble getting up for whatever reason. Now, as you can tell, I'm using the alternative skins, like the OG skins that these characters each wore. So Sherry is in her little schoolgirl outfit from the original Resident Evil game. So making our way through so that we can get to Chief Irons.
That must be the door out of here.
Heading downstairs. Through the door.
Oh no, it's him.
Into the other door. Past the mayor's daughter, who is actually a bit of a clue as to what we're going to be doing in the next episode. Or the next few episodes. Skipping the cutscenes and making an immediate right turn.
You are gonna be so fucking sorry.
Go
Going around the dolls and up the stairs.
Help! Somebody, please!
You stupid bitch, that's a dead
Irons
end.
is really slow.
Hide.
So just kind of peeking overhead. Just kind of waiting for him to show up. Now, as long as he doesn't touch you with the flashlight, you're fine. You won't be spotted.
It's all over now. Doors
But as soon as he
locked.
has line of sight on you, he will aggro you. Just stay out of his flashlight.
Where are you? Show yourself. I know you're in here. The longer it takes me to find you, the worse it's gonna be.
Just gotta tiptoe your way around the table like he is.
Oh god, oh god.
Bitch has gotta be here.
As soon as he says little bitch has gotta be here somewhere, immediately go behind him, around the tables, and then hide right behind this Pinocchio doll. This hideous ass Pinocchio doll. And you're safe. Even though it seems like the flashlight should spot you, he cannot see you.
Son of a bitch.
No more, please.
This is your last fucking chance. Show yourself. Now! Oh, fuck. It burns!
As Chief Irons kind of passes you by at the table, he'll kind of nudge you further under the table, but he won't actually aggro you. So running over, grabbing the key, then making an immediate U-turn. I accidentally put it in the slot below because I was preparing to just simply dive down.
Fuck is my
And by the
key?
time he turns on the light, I get to the door and open it up, and he says,
I
"I see you."
Hurry.
Down the stairs, opening the door. And Shining reference.
I'm coming in, Sherry! Get over here, you little bitch.
And then the cutscene with William Birkin. Skip! I really don't watch many of the cutscenes, like only a couple. A couple towards the end.
Good to see you again, Claire. We've got unfinished business.
Skip. Grab the parking
Just
garage
you
ticket.
wait, asshole.
Now, my initial plan when I was going to go through this was that I was actually going to use the SMG in order to try and get past the dogs and then some of the other zombies later on. But then I was like, forget it. We'll just use the guns we have. So I bring a few extra acid rounds, as well as the handgun. But I kind of fudge up a little bit along the way. You'll see what I mean here as we get there. So heading immediately back downstairs through the elevator, I almost forget to go back in the diamond key door and grab the extra set of high-grade gunpowder. Because we need as many acid rounds as we can by the time we get to the G3 fight. So inserting the parking garage key, we now aggro Mr. X, who teleports right behind us. Play ring around the Rosie and the squad around the squad car, and it'll put you just enough time in order to get the gate open so you can run underneath it. I mean, you could get a little bit underneath it slightly earlier, but just play a ring around the Rosie game with the squad car and you'll be fine. It'll take just enough, it'll take slightly longer amount of time, but it will be fine. Alright, so moving towards this fence, as soon as we like reach towards the tail end of this white car, the zombie will smack the fence and then drop down. I'm kind of like shifting my camera and then I get stuck on the car and almost get hit by Mr. X because I accidentally hit the Q button. I'll do that a couple of times as I go through here. And so the zombies end up parting ways away from the door, thank goodness, because one of the zombies can get stuck behind the door by playing the duck game. And so going forward from here, we keep going. And I drag out the grenade launcher because I actually do need to get past the booty shorts zombie here upcoming. So here's the booty shorts zombie. Shoot her with an acid round. And she won't bother us anymore. So this dog, get the Colt and shoot him 3 times. He'll die instantly. Reloading the gun. Getting the grenade launcher out again. And then as soon as I can, I pop the dog with an acid round and he dies instantly. Here I hit the Q button again and I'm like, shit, orientation's all screwed up. I should have just popped this zombie dog with an acid round, but instead I decided to just shoot him with handgun bullets. So, as soon as we get onto the basketball court, just kind of hug the left side of the fence. And then the dogs will be lined up. Shoot them. One of the dogs tries to get over the fence, but I end up having to shoot him as he goes down. And somehow one of my bullets managed to hit the other dog instead of the initial target, so I kind of got lucky there. Here, not so much. I missed my initial shot. Wait for him to get to the fence and then shoot him with the other remaining rounds. Now I have 3 bullets left, which is just enough for 1 dog, but unfortunately, there's a zombie. So I pop him with an acid round, grab the hand grenade. And then I go to finish him off with my Colt, but I completely miss my shots, and now I'm stuck outside the bus. But I hit him with an acid round already, and he kind of melted, but he doesn't die, so the dog isn't coming, for whatever reason. So I pop him with an acid round to try and kill him, but then I hear the dog on the other end of me. And I'm like, oh shit, there's the dog. Pop him with an acid round, and now he's dead. But I have no bullets, no grenade rounds. All I got left is a flashbang. So I pop the flashbang and run past him.
That's gotta be the orphanage.
Which that in the first place would have saved me a bit of effort. So towards the orphanage, we skip the cutscene. And the orphanage looks like an abandoned church, if I'm being honest, and they kind of repurposed it.
Hello? I have the pendant!
So coming around this corner, we see Chief Irons with the alien reference, though I kind of skipped the cutscene. And then we see the table thing going on here. Going down the ladder. Gun speed boost. Gun speed boost. Gun speed boost.
Claire!
Sherry? I'll be right there!
Mr. X bursts through the wall and you start running.
Go, go, go!
No point in shooting anything at him.
Claire!
Just keep running to the elevator.
Stop! Keep going.
And as awesome as this cutscene is, we skip it.
Claire, are you alright? Can you hear me?
I kind of get through the Sherry
Claire,
trying to
you have
wake
to
up
get up.
Claire scene,
He's going to
and then
get
I
us.
just kind of skip it anyways. Because I
Wake
didn't
up.
want to hear Annette.
Wake up!
Sherry's daughter?
So come in here and grab the high-grade handgun rounds. There's an ink ribbon there instead of what's normally there, so I just decide to ignore it. Ditch the high-grade gunpowder, grab the flame rounds, get another flashbang, the last one I have so far. Stash away the Colt and keep the high-grade ammunition. So loading in a flame round. Go outside, take an immediate right, and jump down. There is no return. I get turned around in this particular section, but nevertheless, I make a quick correction because
Sherry?
it's kind of a
Can you
one-way
hear
street,
me?
actually. Jumping down into the sewers.
Now I'm gonna smell like shit.
I'm gonna smell like shit with everything. As soon as you get here, there's some high-grade gunpowder. And then we climb up the next patch of land. Head up the stairs. More stairs.
Cable car. Here?
Up the ladder. And now we have to deal with some zombies. Now, a solution you could use here is pop the flashbang grenade, but since it's my only one, I just decided to kill the zombies. He'll die from the flame rounds, you just gotta give him a bit of time. Now, the zombie over by the chair will only activate by proxy, and then this zombie, for whatever reason, doesn't activate initially. And then I hear the fat zombie wake up because I got a little too close. So I go grab the one flame round that RNG decided to provide me. And then I go to open up the locker because I'm thinking it's either SMG rounds, which it is, or high-grade ammunition for the revolver, which it isn't. So as soon as I see it's SMG ammo, I just jump down. This is a cutscene I never actually got to see I never showcased in my original videos because
Sherry, I told you, I cannot leave here until my work is done.
That's what you always do.
issues.
Sherry?
Why didn't you stay in the house? It was safe there.
Hey, Sherry!
I was scared. Those things were everywhere, and
You should have called the police. That's what we taught you.
I did, but nobody came, and you didn't answer your phone, so...
Sherry, I don't have time for this.
Oh no. Sherry! Sherry, I'm coming! Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
So as soon as we get done with that cutscene, we come over here, activate the lift. Then I go back to storage and make sure I have everything. I stash away the other set of high-grade gunpowder. I bring out... Did I bring out anything else? The keys are worthless at this point, so I just leave them. And I guess I don't bring anything out, I just stash away stuff. Alright, so moving on from here, we go down to the exit sign. Oh wait, no, we don't go to the exit sign just yet. We actually got to get the T-bar valve handle. We grab the T-bar valve handle, and then we turn around and then go to the exit sign. So you want to head to the very bottom of the stairs to grab both of these zombies. As soon as you do, get them grouped together like ducks in a row and pop them with a flame round. I unfortunately got unlucky, and this guy on the left didn't die, so I had to pop him with another flame round. The flames didn't burn him alive. As soon as I hit him with a flame round, he dies. This guy on the ground, shoot him so he doesn't come back. And then I go over this way and use the T-bar valve handle here. And then I go into here because I want to get the treatment facility key. Because where we're going is basically a one-way trip, and I want to get as much of the as we can, and I wanted to get as much acid rounds as I could. So now that we got the treatment facility key, I decide to open up this door, go down into the sewers, grab this hand grenade over here, another defense item, always helpful. Any defense item is good, no matter what it is. So as soon as we get here, hug the left wall, past the slidey boy, and then onto the patch of land before he gets up. Use the T-bar valve handle one last time.
What the fuck?
Come over here and grab the high-grade handgun rounds. Activate the elevator. The high-grade handgun rounds are really scarce, so you only get so many of them. Shoot that guy on the floor because he's actually a zombie, and one shot is all you need to kill him. See, look, there he starts to get up and falls back down. Open the door. Now, I actually recommend not doing what I did here. I pop 1, 2, and then I try to run past this zombie because I figured, oh, he's dead. Nope, I get bit in the neck, and that puts me in danger mode. Because in hardcore difficulty, zombies will actually deal severe amounts of damage to you. So I accidentally take the rook plug because I was not thinking, and I can see the other zombie on the other end of the bridge. It would have probably been better to aggro them all and then pop a hand grenade rather than use of all those flame rounds, because I kind of actually needed those. And then I go in here because I'm thinking like there's something I can use here, right? No, it's just freaking handgun bullets, because we don't need the quick draw anymore. There's also some gunpowder, but again, we don't need anything. We don't need that gunpowder. So I pop this zombie with flame rounds. And so I used up 4 flame rounds going here, and I was not thinking about that. So now I use the key one last time. And now it's trash. So inside here, there's in easier difficulties, there's normally the large gunpowder as well as high-grade gunpowder that you can combine it with immediately. But in hard difficulty, I almost forget the rook plug here. In hardcore difficulty, it's replaced with a ink ribbon so that you can save. So going back downstairs, normally this guy's actually supposed to be up, but he seems to have disappeared, which has me worried because he could appear at any moment and make me use up my last flashbang. So I jump in, jump out, just to see if he aggroes, and then I kind of move forward, move back, see if he comes out of the sewage. And he doesn't, and then I look over to the right as I keep going, and oh look, there he is. He's just kind of doing his own thing. No need to worry about him. So I head back up the stairs. Now because I'm wounded, I grab this herb, head back up the stairs, because I kind of have to at this point. And with only one flame round, I cannot kill a zombie because I actually have to have a full flame round in order to kill one zombie. And acid rounds, for whatever reason, do not want to kill a zombie. So I combine the red herb with the green herb and then use them immediately because I am in critical condition. And now I'm fine. So because I'm already here and I wasn't supposed to be in the first place, I decide may as well go the whole 9 yards. So I go over here to the safe, which in order to open it, the combination is literally on the side of it. 2, 12, 8. Safe opens, and then you get the SLS reinforcements. So the SLS reinforcements changes it to where it can not only use 9mm handgun rounds, but 357 rounds as well, which makes it the equivalent of Leon's Lightning Hawk Magnum. So going to storage here, I grab high-grade gunpowder and combine it with the large gunpowder to get 5 acid rounds, which is on the unlucky side. You either get 5 or 6. Combine the reinforcement, which comes with 5 free bullets right out of the gate. Load it up, just because no point in kind of just leaving it empty. Ditch the key, and then open up storage, ditch the... I debate on whether or not to ditch the hand grenade, and then I'm like, no, keep it, because I actually kind of need it. Not realizing that I also need to ditch the valve handle. But because I'm lacking flame rounds, I decide to ditch the acid rounds, the grenade launcher, and then I start going, and then realize that I didn't ditch the T-valve handle, which I no longer need. So now I'm trekking back and forth, making mistake after mistake. It's not exactly looking up for me. So now we're down here. Finally, after trekking back and forth so much, we're now down here in what is known as, by the community, the Oregon Trail. Now there's a zombie right there in the blue jumpsuit that'll actually appear in order to do something to you, but it won't be until the return trip, upon which he is ignored. Now I only have the SLS and the Magnum rounds attached to it. Hug the left wall and get past the slidey boy, who will knock you around but will not get you completely off the course. Normally that guy is supposed, the second one is supposed to come around the corner, but he's completely off track. The third one comes out of the swamp, out of the sewage pipe, and then I bust this zombie who is in your way in hardcore mode immediately in the head with one shot, and I keep going. Then there's that zombie hanging from the railing, pop him in the head with one shot, and then keep going. Then I come over here, grab the queen plug, and then there's a zombie on the ground. Bust him in the head, and now he's dead. So insert queen plug, go up the stairs, grab the king plug, drop down. I almost grabbed the queen plug, but I forgot that I actually need to insert the king plug here, so that I can grab the spark shot. As soon as we grab the spark shot, we re-grab the king plug. Then we go grab the queen plug. Then we go grab the blue herb. Go back to the queen plug socket and insert. The original queen plug socket and insert. Go to over here to insert the king plug. Go back to grab the queen plug. It's a long and stupid process, but you gotta do it. Then come back around and grab the king plug. Now we're done. So going upstairs, we now grab this red herb on the shelf and combine it with the blue herb. We're gonna want that later. Or I'm gonna want that later because I can't avoid damage. So I keep going with the spark shot in hand because I actually think that I'm going to need it. which I do. This guy is in the way, so I shoot him in the shoulder where the eyeball is, and he gets electrocuted until I lose track of my target. Upon which I almost get grabbed by the second G monster, and then just book it towards the next patch of land. Dropping down, the zombie wakes up, and there's one last G monster that we gotta deal with. As soon as he spawns up, run backwards as he tries to play football, and as soon as he swings his arms, run towards him. Now we don't have to worry about the monsters, because we can just run straight for the ladder. For if you're wondering as to why the community calls this the Organ Trail, it's basically an entire section of bile and mutated flesh. So it looks like a trail of organs. It looks like the insides of organs. So that's why it's called the Organ Trail, which is it's actually pretty clever. So, moving back to this place where we actually find Sherry, we now have all the plugs. And then we go to Stash to drop off the less useful weapons here. Ditching the herbs, the hand grenade, the spark shot, and then re-obtaining the grenade launcher, acid rounds, and then I remember I also need the shoulder stock, which from here on out we're basically going to keep it equipped. Then I'm trying to think carefully as to what the plan is here. So I grab more acid rounds, just because I'm pretty sure that's what I end up using, because I don't have enough flame rounds to actually do it. Then we go to solve the puzzle. We grab the bishop plug and insert the queen plug in its place on the left wall, left socket. Insert the bishop plug right next to the queen in the left wall middle socket. Grab the knight plug and then put the king in its place. Then on the opposite end wall, we put the knight plug on the left side of the right wall, and then put the rook plug in the middle of the right wall, and the door opens.
All right, Sherry. On my way.
Here is where you should make your first save. Now, in order to complete an S+ rank, it requires 3 things. You can't use any of the infinite weapons except for the knife. You cannot save more than 3 times, and you have to beat the game within record time, which in order to do that, you have to beat Claire's S rank mode in second. Well, you have to play the game up to second rank mode. I'm sorry, I'm kind of confusing myself. In the second scenario, to get the S rank for time, you have to complete it in 2 hours and 30 minutes. So here I grab all 3 of the herbs. The answer to this is 2, 3, 4 to turn on the power, and then I combine the herbs because I'm gonna need them. Follow the yellow cord, and then you get to fight the G2 form of William Birkin. So as soon as we do, we come right here, and he will not be able to touch us. I don't have the flame rounds I need in order to actually do this, but I'm thinking that maybe I can get away with just 1 flame round. So as soon as he pops his hand back down the 3rd time, I shoot, and I completely whiff. Like, what the hell? And then I shoot him the 2nd time with an acid round, and then he hops down to this grate. And as soon as he busts open the wall, you're actually supposed to run past him, and then pop a grenade in his back.
Should have known you wouldn't die.
I should have busted out another grenade immediately after he attacks the wall, but instead I keep running, and then drop down. As soon as I drop down, I hit the button. Grab the flashbang as a defensive item. Grab the knife as another defensive item. Pop an acid round in him, and then he goes for a swinging attack, and I get hit. So I would have hoped for some Magnum rounds out there, but I forgot that it was SMG ammo. So here I pop an acid round in him, my last one. Now I'm kind of trying to play roundabout here, but I get knocked around, but I do not get destroyed, so I'm lucky. And then I activate the thing. Not the safest strategy. And then he goes for a grapple. Which if you get grappled as the swing comes around, it actually does hurt you. So I hit him with one cycle, which it does save me a bit of effort with the ammunition because I didn't do so efficiently. Here I cannot avoid getting hit, unfortunately. I should have thrown a flashbang, which was the strategy I was supposed to use, but I didn't. And then I get attacked here as he does a jumping slash attack, and that puts me even with the defense boost. And then he does another wide swinging attack, which I can't avoid. Shoot him in the back eye, shoot his main eye, and then I activate the thing one more time. I try to avoid his attacks here, which I'm lucky I did. And then the thing's coming around, I see it, and it's like, yeah, he's done. So I defeated him in 2 cycles, but the way you're supposed to do it is actually defeating him in 1, by simply whittling his health down with flame rounds rather than acid rounds.
I'm so sorry, Sherry. This is taking forever.
Yeah, it is. For me, it is definitely taking forever. I should have been more prepared for this, but I am not, like I said before, I am not one to do these like super high ranked mission achievements. This is like the first time I've actually done something like this.
Ned said her lab's not far. Wait, that cable car. Hold on, Sherry. You're gonna be fine. Almost there, Sherry. We're almost there. Oh, good. The cable car. Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination.
I'm getting you treatment. Just hold on, Sherry. It's okay.
For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors. Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
So skip the cutscene and get the bridge badge, which I forgot to grab immediately. Grab the flame round, the one freaking flame round I get from this particular location. I got unlucky with RNG here. Going over to the storage cache, I stash away the flame rounds by accident, and then I'm realizing, like, wait, no, I need those flame rounds. Grabbing all of my acid rounds, my flame round, my one flame round, and then inside this room we'll have to deal with a few zombies. I go ahead and pop this one in the head just so that he gets out of the way. Which I noticed, which I only just now noticed the bullet hole behind him, so it makes me think that I could actually shoot at something behind him as well. I try to go for like the spark shot ammo, but I completely missed it because normally, because I figured it was supposed to be where the flame thrower fuel is supposed to be, but no, it's not, and I completely avoid it. Then I end up checking my map and realizing it's not far from where the flamethrower rounds are supposed to be. Grabbing the large gunpowder. And then I go to grab the knife, but then I realize, okay, I ain't got no space. Switching to the one flame round, so that I have a little bit of inventory space. Then going in here, I pop this guy in the dome. So that's my last spare magnum round. And then I see where the needle cartridges are. Grabbing the extra flame round, so... Also grabbing the level 2 ID badge, because you can't proceed without it. And last but not least, grabbing the upgrade towards the spark shot. So there's a zombie that decides to come right up next to the door, and I missed my initial headshot, and then land the next one, which thankfully I did, otherwise I would have had to move over again. Then a zombie grabs me from behind, which should have been a bite, but instead I shove a flashbang in her mouth. Then I realize the needle cartridges are... I can't grab the needle cartridges because my inventory is full, so oh no, I ditched the knife. And grab the needle cartridges. I really don't need the knife. So now we're not coming back through here ever again. I'm not terrible with my inventory management, but I am no pro, that's for sure. So stashing away a couple things real quick. I grab the spark shot and attach it to the upgrade. Then stash it back, and then I grab the high-grade gunpowder because I'm going to need to combine it with the large gunpowder here, and then store it away. Store away more acid rounds, and then I'm like, no, wait, I need to get some of those rounds back. So I grab the 2 spare that are there.
By Chief Cartwright in the east area.
I now realize what I'm doing. I'm like, no, I need those extra acid rounds. Even if it's only 2, it's still acid rounds. So I have 3 spare acid rounds and 2 flame rounds. The reason as to why I need these is because of the Groots that are up ahead. So grabbing the power modulator. Activating the bridge. I should have done it the other way around because, yeah, this. Activating another bridge. The reason as to why Claire doesn't need the flashbangs as a necessity for her route is because they're basically just used for a defense item, unlike Leon, who has to deal with the Super Tyrant in his scenarios. So I come over here by the save station because I do believe there's some gunpowder, but it's just small grade gunpowder, so I just simply stash it away in case I don't have any more large gunpowders to use for more acid rounds. And now we know where my 3rd ID badge is. So here in the plant section, I come over here, grab the high-grade gunpowder, and then just dodge past this guy. Grab the flashbang. Activate the dispersal cartridge.
Dispensing solution now.
Let's get the cutscene. And then I go over here and pause, because I cannot remember the actual password, so I have to look it up. And at the same time, I also need to take a dump. So now I'm trying to input the passwords, and I'm struggling in order to actually get them open, because I cannot remember the passwords for my life. I actually had to look it up. I know, not really a freaking runner. I know this for certain. I'm the one playing this game. But as soon as I get the greenhouse and the ladder open, I kind of just pause for a second for some reason. And then I make sure I get the dispersal cartridge and go into the greenhouse. Now, as soon as I get into the greenhouse, there's a group over here. And I reload an acid round because I don't want to use a flame round just yet. And pump one into it. Wait until he falls. And then pump a flame round into him. Now he's dead. Reloading an acid round. We come over here, grab the large gunpowder, combine it with the high-grade gunpowder we just got to make more acid rounds. And then we go over to this hazmat suit who is wielding a frag grenade for whatever reason. Then we go over here. In the second scenario, the answer to the chemistry station, I have to look this up as well, is blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green. Blue, red, green 3 times, and that's the answer. Do it fast enough and you can get the Genius Chemist achievement. Which for some odd reason I didn't get. I think I may have already gotten it. Not entirely sure. I'd have to look it up. Anyways, as soon as we get back inside, we go down these stairs. A Groot is going to fall in behind us, but we'll deal with him later as necessary. As soon as we get down, we take an immediate left turn and grab the large gunpowder. I accidentally grabbed the map instead, but that's fine. It's not a big issue. Then, as we go over here, we have 3 zombies on the floor. I grab the extra set of flame rounds because they give you these specifically for these zombies. I shoot 1 with an acid round. I shoot 2 with an acid round. And then I realize I don't have another weapon. So I actually think maybe I can just get him with an acid round. Perhaps he'll die from that. And she seems to die from it, but this guy doesn't want to. So I pump a flame round into the guy by the vending machine. And then I'm thinking, maybe it would have been better if I used a grenade. So I run over here real quick. And interact with the signal modulator. Enter the code ERF. Turns on the power, and then I rush back to the storage room. Because I can't afford to have this zombie running around at this point in time. Grabbing the high-grade gunpowder and combining it with the large gunpowder for more acid rounds. Grabbing more flame rounds. Combining the acid rounds I have, or storing some away. I'm not entirely sure which. Store them away. Got it. Storing away a hand grenade, because I want to save as many of those as I can. Realizing I don't have many options left. Grabbing the knife, because I think maybe it'll do some good. So I run up to the zombie trying to kill him with the knife, and he jumps me. So I shove a knife into him, push him back, and then I'm just like, screw it. Shoot a flame round. Like I should have from the beginning. I'll get my knife back because it's a defense item. Can't really argue with that. Equip it. Now normally you'd have to like slowly crawl around these liquors, but since the power's on, we don't need to worry about that. Just simply run into the next room.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You have 5 new messages.
And freeze the dispersal cartridge.
Damn. Should have packed my parka.
The zombie in the hallway that we already passed doesn't activate, and I don't believe she does until you grab the gunpowder on the... Well, pretty much literally in front of her on the other end of the glass.
Cooling complete.
So, heading back out, The woman is still staying asleep. Bye. You're never gonna wake up. As soon as we get in here, we walk. Do not run. The lickers could possibly smell us, but they won't aggro us unless we run or fire a gun. Do not do either. As soon as we get through the door, we head up to the ladder. I reload an acid round because I remember that there's still Groots. And then I look for it. And thankfully, it's on the other side of the greenhouse. So I pop an acid round, reload a flame round, and I hear another one drop. So I see him coming, I wait for this one to drop, and then I shoot a flame round into him. Walk through my own fire because I do not want to get grabbed by a Groot. And then I unload the dispersal cartridge. Not entirely sure how the solution is able to be sprayed when it's frozen, though.
So much for the weed infestation.
So the Groot decided to go to sleep for whatever damn reason. And then there's another one that spawned right there, but we actually don't have to worry about it. We can easily run past the damn thing. And if we do get grabbed, we've got a knife. That's what it's there for. And just running into the door, and I accidentally run into the Groot here. Stab him with a knife, just to get him off us, because that's what the knife is for. So I pop an acid round into this guy's backside, and it keeps him off me long enough in order for me to get by. Moving into the next room, we go back the way we came. As you can see, I'm still wounded from the G2 fight, so I am kind of crippled to an extent, but I'm not in danger, so I'm actually not any slower than I normally would be. Otherwise, I would have healed by now. I haven't even come across a green herb for a while, so that also doesn't exactly give me a reason to heal.
I gotta find that antiviral agent.
So now we have access towards the level 3 area. There's a grenade on this guy, but I keep trying to grab the tape instead. So I got the hand grenade and the tape. Coming over to the signal modulator over here, enter AWS, which is right next to Earth. Trying to figure out as to where the signal lies. There it is. And then insert. Power is restored. Not exactly sure how that works. Then we insert the tape and the hand grenade, as well as the flame rounds, and the power modulator itself. Grab the Magnum handgun. Trying to think carefully as to what I actually need here. And every last acid round I currently have remaining. Because you actually need the acid rounds at this point in time. So there was a blue herb there, nothing special, no items in this particular room, even though I could have sworn there would have been something on the sink. Going past the boss room. Making sure I didn't miss any items along the way. Grabbing the antiviral agent. I actually don't skip this cutscene.
Look at that. All right. Hell yeah. Got it. Oh, thank God. The antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
Now, the first time you're supposed to save is before the G2 fight or the organ trail. The second time you should save is this part right here. So what I didn't realize is I could actually stash away the wristband for now, because I actually didn't need it in order to get out of the lab. I don't think, anyways. And then I try to make sure I have everything that I need. So I stash away all the unnecessaries, and then I grab every acid round I have. I mean, I thought I could ignore the badge, but I had to keep it on me just in case. And then I stash away the flame rounds because I actually need them a little bit later on, and I don't have many left. I grab the triple mixture of herbs. I keep my flashbangs. Then I interact with the save station here and make the second save of my game. The G3 fight is probably one of the worst fights in this entire... is probably the harder fight of this entire game. Even though it is somewhat supposed to be easier for Claire, it's still pretty damn hard. Birkin pops in.
Your ass again. William! This ends now.
Annette using the same strategy we're going to be using here shortly.
What the hell is this thing?
That was my husband.
She is my creation! Oh!
William!
I should have killed him while I had the chance. I don't know why, I just couldn't do it.
He was your husband.
Honestly, we were more married to our work than each other.
But what about Sherry? How could you just leave her all alone while Raccoon City burned to hell?
I couldn't let my daughter grow up in a world with the G virus in it.
But that's no excuse to leave her. Annette! I got this.
I'm sorry, William.
No. I got this. You should take care of Sherry.
You don't know what you're up against.
I have a pretty damn good idea.
Whatever you do, don't stop until it's finished.
Trust me. This ends now.
Now, as soon as the battle starts, I immediately go for the eye on his leg, and then try to run around him and shoot the eye on his back, but I miss. Now I'm waiting for him to make a big whip attack, so I can hit the eye on his back. You don't get many opportunities to do so, but I accidentally run into harm's way, and so I use the triple herbs, grab the extra flashbang, and he's picking up this thing. So I immediately run back to the exact same place he came from, and he throws it over my head. So I'm not exactly doing so hot right now. Thankfully, there's a can of first aid spray in this exact same room, so in the event that you get weak, you can go for it. So I shoot the eyeball on his shoulder because I've not seen him get an actual shot in on his other eyeball. And then I try to use the screen in order to see as to where the other Magnum handgun ammo is, but I haven't seen it yet. Now I get swung and hit into dangerous condition. Right there's the can of first aid spray. Convenient. use it real quick, and then I realize that the magnum rounds is actually where I was heading the first time. So I pop it in the face with an acid round, and grab the wrong bullets. Then I grab the right bullets, and it's only 2. So it gives me just enough opportunity to actually shoot the eyeball on his back and on his shoulder one last time. Then he goes to grab a tanker, which is a perfect opportunity to shoot his back. Then I miss his eyeball on his shoulder, and now I'm out of magnum bullets. Which there are no more, even though I look for them, I know there's no more, and yet I'm still kind of desperately searching for something for me to use. I found a hand grenade, which I grabbed. Grab the spark shot rounds, which I'm going to need later on. Now I'm scouring, realizing that there's a shit ton of 45 ammo. So I get out the grenade launcher, and I completely miss an attack. Yeah, not doing so hot this time. Shooting him in the face one more time with an acid round. Then I get an epiphany. What if I shoot him in the eyeball? And it actually works. The impact actually does wear down his eyeballs on the shoulders and everything else. Then he exposes his chest and resets immediately to the initial setup. So now I'm on the run again, and his eyeballs have regrown. So I shoot him, and it doesn't actually do the stun animation like it's supposed to. I shoot his leg to try and pop that eyeball, which it doesn't work initially. I miss his shoulder, and then as soon as I realize he's doing the jumping animation, I run behind him and shoot his eyeball in the back. Impact damage is the only thing that'll actually bust his eyeballs. Now I miss another grenade by shooting past him as he whiffs his attacks. The last of that 4-swing attack really leaves him wide open. I'm trying to bust the eyeball in his leg, which finally, it's busted. Then he goes for a wide swinging attack again, and then he jumps me. Thankfully, flashbang. That's what they're there for. Reloading. He grabs a tanker, and I'm like, crap. So I run right past him and hide right here. He throws it, and it kind of hucks off of the wall. Missing his shoulder again. He goes for a wide swinging attack that just barely misses me. Then I shoot his shoulder, and now he's taking a knee. Shooting his shoulder again, and this thing happens. Whenever he does that, if you're in front of him, the cracks on the ground will actually make you flinch. Then I get hit again, and then he swings one last time to kill me. Yeah, I die. If you die when you're trying to perform this S-rank run, do not continue or quit the game. Load your previous save file, and then load it again. Then I shoot the eyeball on his leg, shoot him in the shoulder once, and then shoot him in the back, but I missed my shot. Now I gotta go find those magnum rounds again, which thankfully this time, I see the can of first aid spray, and I know immediately where they are. This time I brought the quick draw revolver, because there's tons of handgun ammo for it. But I have no room. So I decided to pop a grenade in his eyeball on his shoulder, and then one on his back. But I missed my shot on the back, and now I'm trying to reset my position, and then I pop him in the back. Now he's taking a knee, which exposes the eyeballs on his chest. Perfect opportunity to take advantage. Just keep pumping those into his eyeballs. Now I gotta go for the Magnum handgun rounds. I bring it out as well, just in case. Grab the flashbang that's right next to it. Grab their ammo. Reload the gun. And oh look, he's grabbing a tanker. Perfect opportunity to shoot the eyeball on his back. Swing and a miss. Now I go for the eyeball on his leg. And he jumps past me. So I'm like, alright, I'll just run past you as well. I hit the eyeball on his leg, but it doesn't break. And then he takes a swing at me, and he hits me. So I use the triple green herb to gain the defense boost, grab the medical spray, because I do not want to lose sight of it, drag out the quick draw McGraw gun and load it up. As soon as I load up his bullets, I wait for him to expose his leg, and then he goes for a wide swinging attack, which completely whiffs. Shoot the eyeball on his leg, which then busts. Now I'm shooting him in the shoulder. And he goes for the leap attack, so I decide to run past him. Anytime he leaps, run past him. So now he decides to go for a canister, so I'm like, this is a good opportunity for me to grab some bullets. Because there's 2 stacks of it right here. It's at this particular point in time that I'm thinking I should have gone for the SMG like my initial plan. So he starts to rush, but then he kind of stops. Then he goes for the wide swinging attack, and he hits me because I have nowhere to go. I'm caught in the fire, but luckily it doesn't really hurt me. It just makes me do that animation again. So he does a fake out, and then he jumps. Again, run past him. As soon as he turns around, I go for the eyeball on his shoulder, and he's, look, grabbing another canister. So I'll just unload into his back while he's doing that. Reloading my gun takes a little time, and then I realize where the flames are. I was like, let's not go that way. Try to shoot a pot shot into his shoulder, but he does the jumping animation, and I have to run past him. Then I unload my gun once again. Wait for the 4th swing, and then run past him. Because that 4th swing is pretty devastating, but at the same time, it's a huge, huge tell. I didn't have enough time to run past him that time, so I decided to just simply, you know, run aside from him. So he goes for this canister. And so I decide to pop him in the eyeball, but it doesn't break the eyeball. So I run behind a wall, and I'm safe. Popping an acid round into his shoulder. I'm trying to bust it. Finally it busts. I pop the 1 round I have left in the revolver, and then I bust another acid round into his eyeballs. Now his eyeballs are permanently exposed. He does this animation where he's like, I'm enraged now, bitch. Be prepared to die. As soon as he starts walking, you can actually pop a round into his chest, but I decide to load my gun and go for some more bullets. As soon as he lands that particular attack, I go in front of him and unload into his chest. Then I get hit by the quake because I kind of had nowhere to go, and then pop around into his chest. This is basically a strategy. Once his eyeballs are exposed, just stun lock him with acid round. I shot a little early on that one. I got lucky on that hit. Pop an acid round into his face, and guess what? He's stun locked. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Swing with, pop an acid round into his chest. Wait for him to start walking, pop an acid round. Keep going. I decided to reload, but at the same time I should have just been popping acid rounds. Instead, I ended up getting popped in the face. Popping the can of first aid spray because I'm high. Load up another acid round, and oh look, he's going to throw a canister. I shoot an acid round, and that finishes him off. So now I want to check the resources around me real quick, and I see a hand grenade and spark shots over here, so I grab those real quick, and then I leave.
Ending. Quarantine.
Reload my Colt 45 because, I don't know, whatever. And there's nothing left in this room aside from the flashbang, which I'm not going to grab. At this point in time in the game, flashbangs do pretty much nothing for Claire. Basically, the only real reason you wanted the flashbangs was so you could defend against the enemies that you were going up against. The real items you wanted to stash up on were frag grenades.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
So I go to see what I could drop, starting with the flashbangs, the magnum, the quick draw, the spark shots, the frag grenade, and then I grab the flashbangs back out because I realize I actually do need those. I get all of my grenade rounds, I do believe. I keep confusing myself as to what I do and do not need, but then I quickly think about it and I remember that, yeah, these are the items I actually need. I get this last stack of hand grenades just so I can put it at the bottom because I need them pretty shortly. So I grab pretty much all of my acid rounds. Okay, so when I get done dealing with Sherry, I grab my acid rounds because then I realize, okay, I actually kind of do need those.
Hey.
I knew you'd make it. My mom needs help.
Annette? Sherry. How are you?
Okay. But you don't look so good. Mommy?
Hey, look at the screen. Oh, thank God. So Sherry's gonna be all right?
She'll be weak for a little while, but yes. She's free of the G virus.
Did you hear that?
What happened to her?
She was attacked by the monsters.
Don't worry about me. Take my daughter to safety. I'm sorry, Sherry. For everything. Your life is what is important.
We can't just leave her here.
You're right, we can't.
Attention, unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected. Facility lockdown initiated.
What does that mean?
Self-destruct sequence.
It's a self-destruct code. In case the G virus leaves the building. Save my daughter.
No!
Sherry? Sherry, we're gonna say goodbye to your mom. Mom, please say goodbye. Please, Sherry. Listen. She loved you, okay? You really gotta get going. Come on.
You were right about this jacket. I'm so lucky to have you.
We can talk more about that later. We gotta hurry now. Come on.
So now we have the level
Sherry,
4 ID
can you
badge.
walk faster. I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
And now I have the level 4 ID badge and have to escape the prison.
Bottom level train platform.
As soon as you get inside the elevator, just keep moving, otherwise the elevator will not leave when Sherry finally does get on herself.
Immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom
Now for Claire's final boss fight for G4 Birkin, you do not need the grenade launcher for literally anything.
I'm really glad I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
So as soon as I get off the elevator, you get 10 minutes in order to get evacuate. I grab the first can of the can of first aid spray. I ignore the knife because at this point a knife is useless. And then there's one last save station, and here's where you want to save your last time if you do, which I don't because this upcoming part is pretty easy compared to G3 Birkin. So making sure I get everything, I drag out all of my grenade rounds, my flashbang, and then I go here and wait for Sherry. I pull out the acid rounds because the flame rounds really aren't necessary at this point in time. And unless you don't run, these guys aren't going to be an issue unless you decide to like walk. So I grab this green herb on the way over here that I remember and keep it so that when I get damaged, I can use it. Because that's what it's there for. So I go over the door and interact with it immediately. Of course I have to hit the button, and then Sherry decides, hey, I can go on the other side. So now the plant monsters, the ivy zombies, decide to come out. So what I found out is you can pop him with an acid round. I shot 2 in that one because he kept on coming at me and I was like, no, you need to go down.
9 minutes until detonation.
And then once they're on the floor, you just pop them with a flame round and they'll die. I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but to some occasion it seems like the, I get stuck on the wrong side of the door. It seems like the opening of the door is tied to their HP. No real evidence of that though, just speculation really. This zombie right here is at 50 HP and literally anything will kill him.
Sherry, you hanging in there?
I'm right behind you.
Atta girl. I think we're almost out of here.
So now we get one last storage container. So we ditch the grenade launcher, the flashbang, the ID badge. We grab the spark shot, all the rounds for it. The blue herb, which I kept from the very beginning of the game. And then I realize I have a little too much in my inventory. I need to be ditching something. So I ditched the first aid spray, I think. I ditched something. One of my medical items. So yeah, I ditched the first aid spray.
Worth a try.
And then I come over here and grab the red herb, combine it with the blue herb, and now I've got a defense mixture.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Because I'm at full health, I don't really need much.
8 minutes until
So all you need is the spark shot and every grenade that you have. Then you come over here, grab the joint plugs. You go inside, use the joint plugs in order to get the cutscene, and then grab the minigun. Because that's literally why you have the spark plugs in the first place, is so that you can obtain your boss killer. Now, we automatically get equipped with the minigun, but we actually don't use it on this particular boss fight. And here he is. I realized that I got the minigun equipped automatically, so I re-equipped the spark shot and then fully shock him with a charge. Then I shoot another shot into him, missing my initial shot, and then shock the shit out of him. The spark shot isn't actually our main source of damage, the grenades are. Grenades are broken beyond comparison. Now he performs a charge here, for whatever reason, and I try to shoot him, but the spark shot misses 3 times. And then the third one misses twice. I mean, it misses twice, and then the third time just kind of disconnects. So the second time, so he jumps off onto the train, and then he jumps onto me, which I didn't use the defense booster by stupidity, and so I used the triple green herb, the triple herb combination, in order to get the biggest defense boost. Now basically the strategy here is you want to keep him around the corners, and as soon as he runs into a wall, huck a grenade. The grenades deal the biggest amount of damage to him, and that's exactly what you want to do. This is why you've been saving frag grenades. He keeps doing those wide-ass swings, but the grenades are basically your bread and butter in this fight. The spark shot can do some damage, but it's not a whole lot. When he goes over to a wall, he's about to climb it, I kind of just unload a spark shot into him just to maintain pressure. Because they do a lot of damage, just not enough. As soon as he lands on the tram, I throw a grenade, and then he performs a charge. I didn't realize as to where he was going, but luckily he bounced backwards and back into my grenade. As you can see, his eyeballs are blood red. He needs some clear eyes. So I shoot him with another spark shot as he gets close enough, and then hug around the train, and it hurts him pretty badly. So he starts going for the wide swings, and I huck another grenade. Then I run behind him because I realize I'm a little too close. Throw another spark shot into him, and another one. And now he's jumping on top of the train, so I start running the other side. Then he jumps onto the train. And keep running, keep running, keep running. Then he jumps right here behind me, and I hug the last grenade. He blows up, and now he's dead. This is basically his death animation. It's just basically his last win. So here I just use up the last of my spark shot just to try and see if I can't kill him a little bit faster. But basically he's already dead. And now I got nothing left, so I just switch to the minigun and wait for him to finish off. He explodes in a bloody blaze of glory.
Claire! It's okay. I'm here. We're getting out of here. So what's the first thing you want to do when we get out of here?
I want to see where you live.
Good. 'Cause I take a shower.
Yeah.
Really? That bad? Oh, yeah.
Claire!
Leon! It's so good to see you.
I told you we'd make it, didn't I?
You did.
Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Okay. Jesus.
What was that?
I don't know.
You stay here with Sherry. I'm gonna go check it out.
So as soon as we get here, we literally pick up nothing. We just use the minigun. That's it. That's all we ever use. I even showcase it in my inventory. The spark shot is there, but it's out of ammunition. There's no point in even having it anymore, but we're not going to waste any time just stashing it away. So bait out the break-in, and then run to the other end of the tram. And basically, the objective here is to not shoot the boss.
You gotta stop meeting like this.
We basically just gotta wait, and I'm kind of just here, just spitting bullets at him one by one. Waiting for him. I accidentally spit 2 bullets out there, but eh.
For fuck's sake, how the hell are you still kicking?
And then as soon as his eyeball gets exposed, right here, unload. Just unload into the eyeball. Wait for him to expose the eyeball, and then rip it to shreds. Shoot him until it's finished, because literally it takes about half of the minigun's magazine in order to actually finish him off. See, look, watch the ammo count. 40, 30, 20, and there he is. He's done.
Claire! You're gonna lose that car! Give me your hand!
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
No. We're just... Oh, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look! He might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
That was Live Another Day by the great.
He was friendly.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
I told you.
We can get a puppy
Puppy.
and a parrot.
Parrot. Great.
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they're too messy.
Next up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
And so that is it. That is my S+ rank run. It took a few tries in order for me to actually get it right, and obviously it's not a no damage run, it's just an S+ rank run. As you can see here, my total time was actually Claire Redfield's second scenario, hardcore, at 1:47 at 1 hour, 47 minutes, and 31 seconds, with only 2 saves, because after the G3 fight, it's basically cakewalk from there. An S+ rank run, and then I got pretty much everything. So, with this being done, I no longer have anything to showcase in the main story. I've basically done everything. I haven't done Leon's S+ rank run myself, so basically I gotta do that on my own spare time, but again, that's my own spare time. I'm not going to be showcasing that. There are plenty of people who have done S+ rank runs on their channels already, and I'm not going to go through that a second time on my channel. So the next time I actually come back to this game is when I'm going to be playing the Ghost Survivor games, and I'll be playing them one by one on the channel. I know it's going to be kind of stretching it out, but at the same time, I want to do them individually. I have no idea what to expect. All I know is that it is going to be glorious. Cannot wait to see as to what they have, because the DLC content is absolutely fantastic. The first one seems to be the survivor of, I think his name was like Ben of the Kendo Gun Shop. Basically, it's the story of, it seems like the story of him either before or after his daughter gets infected. And the second one is the scenario of the mayor's daughter, the girl in the white dress on the table that we see in the Sherry scenario. And I'm willing to bet that because of the way it's set up, I'm thinking it's before, because otherwise it would be kind of hard to explain as to how it would be after, because she's dead by that point. And then the last one is the Forgotten Soldier, which is like a USS soldier, but his kind of like Hunk, but unfortunately his right glass eyeball is broken, and I'm not sure how they're going to stack up as a sort of extra mini game kind of thing, but I cannot wait to play them, so stay tuned for when I finally do. Until then, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Leave a comment in the section below, and I will see you guys in the next episode.